If you are the type of person that wants an NVIDIA GPU on your next Prebuilt PC, then I've got you covered. I will talk about 6 different Prebuilt PCs for different budgets with NVIDIA GPUs. I'm gonna go over from $700 all the way up to $4,000, so if your budget is between those ranges, you want to stick until the end of the video. On the other hand, if you are willing to buy from AMD as well, at the end of the video I will talk about AMD systems. You will have all the links for these PCs down below in the video description. That being said, let's start. With the first one we have the Amazon Victus 15L. Now, if you don't know anything about components, don't worry, I will explain what this PC is capable of running after talking about the specifications. This one comes with the GTX 1660 Super and the i3-12100F for the price of $700. This CPU-GPU combo is a great 1080p combination, so if you're planning on playing at 1080p, high settings, 60 plus FPS on average, almost every single game, then this one is the one to go with, considering it's actually not that expensive. The only thing here is that you get 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of SSD, so if you have extra budget, I would recommend you upgrading the storage and the RAM. However, if you don't, then I recommend you doing these upgrades down the line. But like I said, this is a really solid system. If you're trying to play esports titles, 144 FPS on average will be more than possible, and we are talking about games like CSGO, Valorant and Fortnite. So if you want a high refresh rate monitor for 1080p and you don't want to spend more than $1,000, then this one is the one to go with. With the next one, we have another 15L, but this time is from their own website, which is actually a better thing because if anything happens to your system, you're talking directly to the manufacturer by buying from their website. But anyway, this is $1,050, so it's more expensive than the last one, but it's going to give you plenty more performance. We are talking about the RTX 3060 and the i7-12700 alongside 16 gigs of RAM, 1TB of hard drive, 500 gigs of SSD. Not only you don't have to upgrade anything inside of the system, like I mentioned before on the other one, I would recommend you upgrading the RAM and the storage. Here you definitely don't need to do that, as it won't give you more performance. The RTX 3060 is much better than the 1660 Super, and you can use this GPU for 1440p gaming as well. It's not going to be the flashiest 1440p GPU, but if you play easy to run titles, then 1440p is possible. There's no game that you can't run at 1080p, high settings, more than 60 FPS, and for esports titles you will be able to achieve more than 240 FPS on average, depending on the settings. You also get the i7-12700, so if you're a content creator on a budget, this one also works really well for you. Now with the next one we have the Omen 45L for $1,630. This is way more expensive, but here you get the RTX 3070, so this is an official 1440p PC. I love how reliable the Omen 45L PCs are. I actually tested one myself that you can go ahead and watch on my channel. So that's the main reason why I'm recommending this. I've seen some PCs on Amazon that maybe have better specs, but they had a bunch of bad reviews, and the Omen 45L had the best reviews for the price. The 3070 is a really good 1440p GPU, so if you're thinking of 1440p gaming, then this one is a nice one to have, especially if you don't want to spend more than $1,600 on a PC. If you're gonna spend more, of course you're going to get more performance with the next one, but I think this one is the sweet spot in terms of price to performance for that resolution. For the next one we have the Azure 2 from Skytech. It's $2,100, so more expensive than the last one, of course, so around $500 more expensive than the last one, and you get the i5-13600K and the RTX 4070 Ti alongside 32 gigs of RAM and a TB of SSD. This is really similar to the gaming PC that I have myself. I built it myself, but you will have benchmarks with the RTX 4070 Ti and the i5-13600K in the top right of the screen, so you can expect around the same performance from this Prebuilt PC. Anyway, you have the FPS average on high settings for both 1080p and 1440p down below on the Skytech website, but if you buy this system, you have to buy it either for 1440p or 4K. This is also a 4K capable system, but if you want the highest FPS at 4K, you're looking to pay more. On the other side, for 1440p, this is top tier. I use the 4070 Ti for 1440p high FPS gaming, and you will achieve the highest FPS at 1440p without bottlenecking your GPU, and that's why if you're going for 1440p high FPS, this is the maximum that I would recommend, because if you get a system with the 4080 or the 4090, your GPU will bottleneck at this resolution. With the next one we have the Eclipse From Skytech, once again, $2,800 and you get the RTX 4080. That is the main change. You also get more wattage on the power supply, but then all of the other components are the same. The i5 13600K, 32 gigs of RAM and 1 TB of Gen 4 SSD. So the main difference here is that the 4080 is a 4K GPU. So if you're playing at 4K, you don't want to spend more than $3,000, then this one is the one to buy. And with the best of the best for $4,000, really expensive, we have the Bellstorm CTO gaming PC from Amazon. It comes with the i9 13900KF and the RTX 4090. So not only the best gaming PC out there, but also the best in terms of productivity because of that i9. You also get 32 gigs of RAM, 1 TB of SSD, an extra 1 TB of hard drive, and a 360 all-in-one liquid cooler for that i9 13900KF. The RTX 4090, as you know, is the best GPU on the market, so you will achieve the highest FPS at 4K with this one. There's no better system that you can get for gaming than this PC right here, and also for productivity work. I would only recommend you buying this system if you just want the best of the best and money is not an issue, or if you're a professional and you really need the RTX 4090 or the i9 13900K/KF. Now, if you're willing to buy from AMD, there are a couple different options. Some of them are better in terms of price to performance and some of them are not. On PC builds, however, AMD is winning by far in terms of price to performance, but when it comes to Prebuilt PCs, it's right there. However, if you are willing to buy from AMD, you will have my video about the best Prebuilt PCs overall for 2023 in the top right of the screen. And if you have any questions either for Prebuilt PCs or PC builds, let me know in the comment section and I will try to reply as fast as possible. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.